Everyone, I just got this new report in and I wanted to come out here live and just kind of put this out for you here because it has got some information that we really want to make sure that you have. So with that, again, for those who know, I'm a business coach that works out of West Michigan around the country. And this is information about compensation that is there that got the survey back from PayScale, and I just want to jump right into it here. So links in the description. And again, while we go through this, just keep in mind this information is fairly straightforward, but it does speak to some nuance that's out there right now. On one side, you have the things that seem to be like they're pretty normal, what you would expect, but there's some trends in there that are going to be concerning. And frankly, I think they're calling it the year of contention is what they're referring to it as. I think there's going to be a lot of contention over. Let me get rid of you real quick. Over pay and everything, because as the thumbnail said on here, revenue is down across the board, and you're going to see that kind of show up in some of the stuff here. But there are also other aspects of compensation that are still staying on here. All right, so things I just want to be able to look at here right off the bat. This is, will your company meet its overall revenue goal? And this is a survey that went out to like almost 4,000 organizations with their HR folks and everybody to come back and just be able to answer so they can kind of get an idea of what's going on across the board here, okay? So will we meet our revenue goals? And this is the difference between dark blue on the top is last year, and then the lighter blue is the year prior. And then we've got top form, and we won't worry about the little stars there. Okay, so in the blue here, will they meet the revenue goals? 41% say they're going to meet the revenue goals, and this is where the issues are. Will we exceed our revenue goals? Only 25% are projecting now after getting into the actual data to say, hey, we're going to exceed. 14% are saying they're not sure they aren't going to meet the revenue goals. And these last two are the ones from a business coach standpoint that make me sad. We are unsure if we're going to meet our revenue goals, and then we do not have revenue goals. So business owners, aspiring business owners, operations managers, pretty please make sure that you have you have projections. Okay, it's super important. Okay, the next piece on here has to do with labor turnover, and right here, this is the voluntary employee turnover, i.e., what's the quit rate? How often are people quitting? This is another thing to show you that there is an issue, that the labor market is tight. There's problems finding other work, because in 2023, the quit rate was 26%. Then last year it was down to 21%. And right now your average voluntary rate as of, again, this report, 13%. So we went from the great resignation is now I'm great and great with my job. I'm not moving anywhere. That's what's happening. Folks are not leaving that 13%. And then there's median. So this is the average, and then they also got into their median voluntary turnover rate. Okay, so again, average is everything thrown together, right? And then whatever, then divide. Median is the middle, so that way you've got the same number on either side, right? So in this case, the median voluntary turnover rate was 10%. And the way it was broken down here, I thought was interesting. They broke it down between the way that people are working. This one happens to be traditional, then hybrid and remote. So it's 11, 10, and then 9%. So the folks with the remote jobs are not turning over, not voluntarily quitting. But in traditional, you see it's a little bit higher. Tension over salaries costs. I thought this was an interesting one here as well. Is your organization experience increased tension between ensuring fair pay for employees and optimizing spend on compensation? Long story short, is there tension between ensuring can you pay people what's fair versus your ability to actually meet what the market is out there, i.e. paying lower? Like, that's what that means. And is there any sort of tension? 47% say yes. Yes, there is increased tension. 40%, no, they're able to make their pay, that's fine. And then 13% are unsure, which falls into the yes, there's going to be tension, because they don't know how to answer that one. Okay, that's the difference on that piece right there. There was another one on here. Again, just a quick one here today. I want to be able to show a couple of pieces here that were interesting. So what do you expect to be the average percent base pay increase given to your organization? In 2024, the actual was 3.8%. So it was just under 4% was the cost of living adjustment pay raise. This year, it's lower. They're expected only to do 3.5%. Now, that's not a huge amount, but it does add up over time, especially it shows where businesses are at. They're also, anytime you see those lower percentages like that, they're not worried about people leaving because there's plenty of folks in the pool for them to go get. So just keep that in mind. So I thought this was interesting on DEI with everything that we're getting from the new administration. What does that look like? Here is what having to do with, sorry about that. What having to do with DEI and whether or not you are, your approach to DEI within your organization. 38% say there's no changes to DEI. That doesn't necessarily, I don't know what that means. It just means there's no changes to DEI, whether they have it or not. 28% are increasing investment in DEI. 22% we do not have DEI programs. And then 11% are in the pulling back on DEI programs. So, you're really looking at 33% of respondents are in the we don't have or not going to be investing in DEI, but you have 61% are investing. So just thought that was interesting considering what we're hearing out of Washington. Next is going to be, will you, in your general opinion, should equity remain a central pillar of diversity, equity, and inclusion? So again, equity. 66% of hiring folks say yes. Next one, there's one more on here. Artificial intelligence I wanted to hit. I just thought this was an interesting one because we're hearing all these things about AI is doom and gloom and coming after us. Again, is your organization replacing workers with automation/AI? 52% say no, and we have no plan to in the future. 20% no, but we're thinking about it. And then you have 18% we are doing this now. And then 10% are unsure. I just wanted to end with that piece there to let folks know, hey, listen, AI is out there. We've said it's the boogeyman for a while, but I don't think anytime soon is it going to be coming for most of the jobs. In fact, AI should be looked at as a way to enhance your overall productivity within your work. That's what I'm recommending folks look at with AI. How can we bring it in to help our current employees perform better? Okay. With this, link is in the description for this report. Go check it out. I think you'll enjoy the read. It's some good information in there. And again, this is information I share with my clients every single day. So with that, if you'd like to learn more about how I help businesses grow faster than you ever thought possible, don't hesitate to check out summitbusinessguides.com. Take care, and